Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Afi and I'm back again with another video. This is another get ready with me. I'm getting ready to go absolutely nowhere, but I wanted to do this video and I wanted to do makeup. I was watching a video yesterday and she was like painting and I was like, I could color and do a video, but I just felt like doing makeup. I feel like that makes more sense for me right now, so that's what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be a 2021 recap. I know my videos have been so inconsistent lately. I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's anyone who's usually like sitting there at the edge of their seats waiting for my videos, but my videos have been extremely inconsistent. And it's because I've been going through a few stuff. So I'm basically going to address a little bit of it in this video. And this is gonna be my 2021 recap. I don't know if any other video is coming out in 2021 after this video. Maybe not. This might be like the end of 2021 videos for me, and then we will start fresh in 2022. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited for Christmas. I'm so excited for the new year. I am, just overjoyed and happy to be here. Happy to be here, guys. Happy to be here. So okay, as I said, I'm gonna address a couple of things about why I've been so inconsistent and just where my head has been at and what's basically going on in my life. I took so long setting up to do this video that like my phone is almost dying, so I don't know, I might change it up or whatever. I don't know how this video is gonna go, but yes, I want to start by talking about just how the year was overall. Something that I want to say about this year specifically is just basically that this year has been a roller coaster. It has been a lot tougher than I expected it to be. This year has really shown me what I can do as a human being. I've genuinely learned the power of prayer in the last few weeks. And what else has this year done? This year has also, it's kind of shown me maybe a little bit of my flaws, like actually a lot of my flaws, a lot of the things that are wrong with me. I'm kind of like taking stock of those things that are wrong with me. And as well, I think I have realized other things that are extremely attractive about me, which I'm so happy about. So yeah, I think it has been a very confusing year. It's been a big year. I've been very disillusioned for most of it, to be extremely honest, and I really struggled and I didn't know what was happening. And right now I think I kind of recognize some things that I hadn't recognized before, but yeah, I'll get into them as I continue with this video. But yeah, I was very, very disillusioned. There's so many things that happened in my life concerning other people that really disillusioned me, confused me. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know how to move forward from them. I think now I'm finally in like a place where I'm not feeling as bad as I was then. I've had really, really low moments this year, and I mean, there's people who actually, of course, they don't know about it. But yeah, I've had very, very low moments this year. And I didn't know if I was ever going to get out of it. And it was seeming so sad. And it's interesting because the whole thing, and actually something just happened this morning that made me want to speak about this. It's interesting because there's all this on the internet about, getting up and getting over yourself and like getting out of a funk, getting out of a bad mood, things like that. And it's so easy to watch those videos and even feel motivated when all you need is like a push, when all your being is lazy. Like, it's so easy to just be motivated by that. But when something deeper is going on, when something more emotional and more draining is going on in your body, in yourself, in your person, it becomes so difficult to pay attention to those videos. Like, those videos actually, as a matter of fact, they're triggering to you because you're kind of like, why am I like this? Why am I being a slob? Why am I being like, what is going on in my life? Things like that. Like, they're actually a lot more triggering than they are encouraging. So that really actually put me in a different place, even as I was thinking about doing videos and things like that. Yeah, anyway, let me get into the video because now I'm being big. But 2021 was definitely not what I was expecting it to be, in good ways and in bad ways. Because of course here I'm sounding like, oh my gosh, this year was really trash. But to be extremely honest, it was not the worst year of my it was the worst year of my entire life. But I also could see the positives that came out of it. There's so many good stuff that happened, so much. Like, I've just gained so much throughout this year, through the hardships, throughout just the growing. It was kind of like growing pains, and I'm not done with growing yet. I am so far from it, honestly. Like, I have barely scratched the surface, but I think this year I've really gone through a lot of turmoil, you know. The last time, I'm thinking about early this year, and I think I kept saying, like, I actually kept saying, I feel like I'm in a transition phase, like I'm waiting for something, like I haven't yet arrived, like I'm not yet achieved what I need to achieve, and there's a couple of things that like are going to happen that will shake me. And I kept saying that, and I said that so much between, I think I said that between like between like December and March-ish. And then my life was downhill from there. I'm joking. Was not downhill from there, but that was when stuff really just like took a toll on me, starting in March. Is that in March? Yes. Starting in March, I think that's when things really just like became a lot more heavy for me than I was expecting them to be. And because of that, the rest of the year was such a mess. And I know between March, actually, when we went on like a lockdown here in Kenya, between like end of March or April, I can't remember, and October-ish, I was very disillusioned. I was just going through a lot, and a lot of it was like internalized stuff. I was not letting it out. I was not talking about it, actually, which I have learned so much how much I am a person who likes to talk through my stuff. It's interesting because when I started my YouTube channel, my intention was for me to be able to talk about my stuff. But then I started to feel very closed off and very not wanting to step out and talk about stuff. I didn't want to say bad things about anyone. I didn't want to, do anything that was going to be perceived as like, this girl is being too aggressive, she's being too mean, stuff like that. And so then I couldn't vent. I couldn't actually be honest and be like, okay, this is exactly what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, and I am in absolute pain. So because of that, I felt so much loneliness during that time. There was just so much, like, just the feeling of loneliness was so huge on me, and was not the best time of my life, honestly. But yeah, so the first thing I want to kind of like go into is school. So there's like I decided to just like categorize this video. So the first thing I want to go into is talk about school and just my headspace about school throughout 2021, how it's been, how I've gone. Just in case you don't know, if everything goes well, I will graduate in 2022, which I am so excited about. Just trying to get through my units so that I can be able to graduate. I'm really hoping I can. Anyway, yeah, so I started this year in 3.2. The semester was 3.2, so it was second semester of my third year. That was, yeah, it started in January. And when I initially started the year, I had a plan. Like, I had actually sat down and I had planned how I want this year to look. I hardly ever do that. Anyone that knows me knows I barely plan. Like, honestly speaking, I like structure and I like to have an idea of what's going on, but that's just it. I just like to have an idea. I don't want to know every single thing or anything like that. I'm really not interested in it. I think it has been a recipe for heartbreak so much in my life that I just was like, I just want to have an idea. So anyway, this year was different because I decided to plan everything to the T. I was, listening to all these things, and people are like, be specific about your goals, be specific about your dreams, like, know exactly what you want. Like, what do you want your year to look like? What do you want your life to look like? Like, where do you want this year to be leading to, type of thing. And I bought into it, and I was like, yes, here I am. I'm gonna do a lot of planning. Just like, I planned the YouTube videos I wanted to get out. I planned the content I wanted to put on my IG. I planned what else did I plan? I planned like internships and how I'm gonna get a job and how I'm gonna find I don't know what and this and that. And I planned so much, and I was like, this is how I'm gonna get my grades up, this is what I'm gonna do. Hey, let me tell you guys, the way my life just took a turn on its own, was very interesting. So it started with a little bit of disappointment at the beginning of the year, and then after just like having that disappointment, I did not internalize it. So what I did was I was kind of like, okay, this is the situation. That's fine. We can move forward. And so I did that. And then fast forward to now getting through the semester, and then getting to March. Then, COVID becomes an issue. We go on like a 30-day lockdown. And then I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? So, and then now during that period, there was now a little bit of like a disappointing moment as well there. And then I was like, oh, fine, how can we solve this problem? I figured out a solution. As I was figuring out this solution and like trying to make it work, disappointment hits again. And it became such a year of being kicked. And I just felt kicked all the time. Like every single move I was making, it felt like it was being blocked, like it was being stopped. And at the same time, I get a new responsibility in church, and that starts to take over my life, and I kind of don't have time to process anything else that's happening. So I'm just like moving forward and barely like understanding what's happening. And life is moving so fast, and I'm just getting to a point where I'm starting to realize, I'm like, first of all, I don't know why I'm in school anymore. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know where I'm planning for it to take me. Like, what's the dream? What's the goal? Where am I going? Type of thing. And that became kind of like my question after like June. Because then now I had exams end of June. And then then again, there was something disappointing happening around that time. So I had exams end of June. And then I was starting my semester mid-July, basically. So exams for 3 weeks, then semester begins after right after exams. Okay, cool. Then I get back to school, and the whole of first semester of my 4th year was trash. Oh my gosh. I don't think I could have expressed how much that first semester was so trash. Like, it was so bad. It was really, really bad. I was struggling so hard. It is a miracle that I was able to do my project however I did it. Honestly, it genuinely is God. And I remember the last week when I was trying to get everything done, I cried so much. Like, I was crying. I feel like when I say it, people don't think it's true, but I actually cried genuine tears because of how frustrated I was. I felt like I kept playing catch up because I was so bad throughout the semester. I was in such a terrible place, honestly speaking. And in between then, I just basically was like, I have to start therapy. And I did. That's actually the one thing I'm extremely excited about. I started therapy, and that helped me sort out some things that I hadn't sorted out. And I think it actually gave me so much clarity. And then at the same time, towards the end of October, I decided to do like a secular music fast, which again cleared my mind so much as well. Like, I just decided to do a few things that I felt like there was a block between me and God. And I didn't know how to get through that block. And so I kind of just started listening to gospel music and trying to figure out which gospel music I like, because during that entire time of me going through hell in school, I couldn't connect to any gospel music. So I would listen to songs that I really liked before, and there's some that I would like. Then I was like, I want to listen to more in the now songs, like songs that have just been released, things like that. And I think the last few videos that I did were like song inspirations, right? And yeah, those two songs actually genuinely got me out of the bad headspace that I was in, and brought me into just like this new phase where I am enjoying gospel music. I'm just really loving it, honestly. So yeah, in terms of school, it's been a whole roller coaster. Mid-November, we had a little break. We did, which was like a week. Went back to school 22nd November, and I've been back since then. I am so freaking happy. I think this is like the happiest and most overjoyed I've been this entire year. I'm so excited about it. I'm excited about life. I am just excited about everything that I have to do. I'm feeling very motivated about life. I'm so like grateful to be here. I'm just so happy right now, and I have not felt like this for so much of this year, that this feeling I'm holding on to, and I'm like, I just want to keep it. Like, I just want to keep it so that whenever I get to the place that I was earlier this year, I can have something to look back on and just be like hold on to that, like you will get there, like at the end of it, at the end of all the crazy, at the end of just all the stress, this is where it's at. And I don't think I'm at the end of it, because there's just so many other things, but I like where I am now, so I'm happy about that. So that's the school front. I am now extremely happy with where I am. I'm still trying to figure out a balance. I just talked to my friend literally a few minutes ago, and I was asking her, because we had kind of like a conversation about how some things really trigger us. And I was just telling her, like, our course is so like political based and things like that, to where I realize that when I watch the news, when I see all of these things in the news, I am so triggered. It makes me so negative. I just become so tired and exhausted and negative and bitter and angry. And I was like, how do you balance like paying attention to news, right? And, not feeling that like feeling of triggering, I don't know. And, we still don't know. We're all trying to figure it out. But essentially, that's where I'm at. I did not expect for this course to be as triggering as it has been. I think it's just the things you learn, what you find out, like all of that stuff. Hey, it'd be a lot. It's a lot. It's actually a lot more than I expected. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's my school front. That's basically where I'm at with school. I'm just happy, and I'm excited about the units I'm doing this semester. I think I'm going to actually take you around. I've been trying to do like a vlog for the longest time. It has not been working. I think maybe I'm going to do it in January, because this December one is not working. It's not working the way it should be. Or we'll try next week again. That's the thing. Let me not say it's not working. We will try next week. So every week will be a new kind of like an adventure. So we will try next week, and hopefully before Christmas I'll do like a week in my life vlog. So yeah, that's cool. Now the next category I want to go into is friendships. So when it comes to friendships, I don't know what to say about friendships, to be extremely honest. I think I have kind of just like had an evolution of my friends, like the people that are around me, the people that I deeply, deeply, deeply care for right now, has been such a huge evolution since January, actually. And I was not expecting for my life to look the way it is right now. If I'm being honest, I've struggled to talk about the aspect of friendships, because I never want to come on here and be like shouting at people or saying mean things about anyone specific or anything like that, especially in terms of friendships. I think the way I am like, I really, really love friendships. I love friends. I love anything to do with relationships. I genuinely appreciate, and I can make the time for them. I will do anything to make sure that these things kind of like thrive and grow and just, become what they're meant to be, I guess, And in this year, I've had moments where I've really been disappointed by specific people. And I don't know, it's been interesting, because dealing with that disappointment was so disillusioning for me. I was so confused, because there are some people that I had 100% decided were going to be a part of my life forever. And throughout the year, I've had a change of heart based on different things. And because of that, I was kind of like, am I being mean? Am I being a bad person? Am I being too needy? Like, what's going on type thing. And in the past maybe month of me gaining clarity over my life in school and stuff like that, I've started to, first of all, forgive myself for, being so hard on myself, right? But I've also started to forgive the other person for just, doing whatever they feel like doing. Because I think at the end of the day, everybody is so different, and everyone wants to do things differently, and everyone is going through their own journey. And as much as I would like to be a part of that journey, I'm not I'm probably not going to be a part of it, and that's okay. And maybe I will be in the future, maybe not, I don't know. And I, at the risk of sounding mean, I don't really care right now, currently. And the reason why I say I don't care is not to say that I don't care about the person specifically. It's that sometimes you care so deeply, and then you start to go crazy yourself. Like, you're even like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what did I do? Things like that. And you're absolutely like, you're going mad, right? And the other person is just like living their life, like genuinely enjoying whatever they want to do to the fullest, 100%. And you're there killing yourself, and you're like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Personally, that's just not how I work. I think in terms of friendships, because of the friends that I have now currently in my life, I know the kind of friend I want to be. I know the kind of friend I would like to have. And because of that, I'm trying very, very hard to be understanding of people, but as well just like draw boundaries and realize when I'm giving of my heart too much, and very little is being returned. So this is not even to trash anyone or anything like that, but it is to say that I think in terms of friendships, my perspective has shifted and grown so much. And when I began the year, I began with a specific objective. I was kind of like, this is what I want in terms of friendships as well. As I said, I genuinely had my year down to a T. And in terms of friendships, there were specific ones that I genuinely wanted to grow and cultivate, but it just didn't work out like that. And there was just so much happening, and there was a lot that, went into that. And as much as like some people can think it's my fault, I can think it's their fault, like whatever it is, it can, it could be whoever's fault it is. But at the end of the day, something that I've had to be okay with is like, okay, fine, in this moment, appreciate the people that you're surrounding yourself with, because I really was getting myself down on certain people, right? When honestly speaking, if you look at it objectively, you can tell that the kind of care and the kind of friendship that this person is trying to offer is not what you want to have in your life, right? So yeah, I think I've just had like a lot of evolution of thought. I'm so grateful for everyone who is around me right now currently. I'm grateful for anyone who takes the time to have like really deep conversations with me. I think I have a couple of friends who like to do that. Then there's others who that's just not their vibe, which is okay. Again, I'm also just learning to accept people as they are. I've never been the kind of person who was okay with the idea of like friendships breaking. Let me tell you, like that idea of like a friendship breaking or like not working out, actually we're not friends anymore. And I remember at the beginning of the year saying, everyone in my life at this time, I can't believe living without. And I'm just like, see yourself now, like you're really out here making it. And for my friends who have really just like, I don't know, we've just gone deep. And then there's others who, I don't know, like, I've met so many people this year that I'm so grateful for. And never in my wildest dreams did I think I would meet such people. And I am so happy and so grateful. And when I say meet, I don't mean that these are new people in my life. I think there are some people who have always been in my life, but we never took the time to kind of like know each other deeply, to know, each other's hearts or hang out or anything like that. And I think everything at God's time. And in that sense, I have really just like been pushed into situations I probably would have never been. And yeah, I'm just happy. I'm very, very happy about it. So in terms of friendships, that's still the most important relationship in my life. I absolutely, absolutely love all my friends and all the people that care about me and all the people I care about and all the people who genuinely take their time to talk to me and who care. Because I think something that I'm learning is I think people show their care in different ways. Someone will pray for you and things like that, but they'll never hit you up. And I'm so grateful for the people who are praying for me, even though we're not talking. I'm very, very grateful for those people. But in my opinion, I think if you want to talk to somebody, please talk to them. Don't be keeping them waiting or be so overwhelmed by your life. I think we all get to those moments. I know I've had so many moments this year. I was talking to one of my friends and I was telling him how like, oh my gosh, I can't believe today I wasn't on social media or whatever. And I had so many moments like that to where I kind of started to give grace to all these people that I was mad at before. Now I'm not mad anymore. I'm just like, okay, it's fine. That's the way life is, like, showing up and turning out. And that's fine. It's fine. No bad feelings. We're good. So yeah, that's in terms of friendships. I know it's been kind of vague, but I'm grateful. So in terms of family, something that I want to say is I think this year my relationship with my family has really, really grown, with my parents, and with my different siblings as well. I feel like we've gotten to know each other in different ways. We've had different conversations. It's been great. I'm so grateful for my family. Something that I am actually learning to do is just this idea of criticizing but also loving. Because in my head, I think for so long I thought, okay, if I love them, then I can't criticize. And if I criticize, then I don't love them. But I'm learning, and I've learned actually this year, that I do love my family so deeply, but there's so many things that I'm not happy about. There's so many things going on that I'm just like, nah, mate, no thank you. But I absolutely love them. It's been an interesting evolution of thought and just of heart and things like that, and I'm just so grateful for them this year specifically. I think we have grown in ways that, I don't know, it's been nice, and I don't think it's been anything like intentional necessarily, but I have enjoyed it. So I just wanted to put that in here, because my family is one of the things that, like, just one of the aspects of my life that I'm so happy about. And I guess this year has been a lot just me figuring out and realizing how much I love my family. And there's so many things wrong, and there's so many problems and things like that, but I really do love them. And when I say family, I mean extended as well. So of course the basic and the extended family as well. Absolutely love my family. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is my personal life, my personal feelings, and here I'm going to talk about faith mainly, and how my faith has evolved throughout the year. When I began this year, I don't think I was as on fire. Yeah, I was actually. I was quite on fire for the Lord when I began this year. And I remember, well, I don't think I was necessarily on fire for the Lord, but I was, I think, going into like a slump-ish kind of thing. Last year, I was on fire for the Lord. Beginning of this year, not so much, but still kind of. Like I had just finished a workshop, right? It was kind of like a Christmas whatever workshop, and we went to the New Year whatever, and no, it wasn't Christmas, it was New Year's. So I just finished that, and I'd met a bunch of like great people. I was in a different place in my life and in my faith, and I think I was just like shifting from being newly like intentional with faith and just moving on to like having faith in times of like normalcy. Because when I started growing my faith, the whole world had shut down. Everything was silent. I didn't have too much pressure. I didn't have anything else going on. I just had time to be with God. Now, when school came in, it became so difficult. So much happened last year in school towards the end of the year, to where my faith was also like struggling. And by the time maybe like April was reaching, I was at just a weird point in my life. And then fast forward to like July and August, September, I was just in a very, very strange place. But even in that, I think right now, looking back, I can see how much my faith has evolved. My thought of like faith has evolved, and my thought about church has changed so much. Like when I tell you guys that I've had so much clarity about the whole idea of church, and I remember being so bitter at some point. I remember being like yearning, first of all, and then after the yearning came a lot of heartbreak, and then after the heartbreak came a lot of bitterness, and then after the bitterness came this clarity of like, these are the thoughts that I have and things like that. I am working on letting go of the bitterness that had accumulated throughout the year, because I'm not the kind of person who wants to live with bitterness. I don't want to live angry at people. I don't want that when I look at you in the face, I want to punch you. I don't want that whenever you say something, I'm so upset, I'm not going to listen to what you're saying. I don't live like that. I don't like living like that. So I am working on like just moving through that bitterness. But there was a bunch of stuff that just happened, and I mean, things are still going on in terms of that. But even in that, I think I've seen so much the hand of God in my life, and I've just seen how much God loves me, and I've seen how much I've struggled with my faith because of people, and how much I don't want that to be the truth of my life. Like I never want to say I don't do this because of this person. Like I never want to be like that. I have had conversations with people throughout this year about how church hurt has really, really broken them and broken their spirit, and it really breaks my heart that people are going through that. I don't want to be one of those people, and I was watching a documentary by Brene Brown, and she said that her book called, I think it's called Daring Greatly, came from a speech by Theodore Roosevelt, right? And he was talking about how basically the people that are like, the person's opinion that matters is the one who's in the arena, not the ones who are hating, not the ones who are good at criticizing, not the ones who think they know better, but the ones who are actually fighting. And in that sense, it hit me so hard, because the past few days, few months, I've been thinking, I'm like, do I still want to do this in my life? Is this where I want to go? Things like that. And I remember feeling held back because of people, not because of God. I was being held back by people, right? And so seeing that quote made me think and realize, okay, fine, like the person's opinion that actually matters is the person who is in the arena with me, the one who's trying to fight with me, not the people who are sitting back just wanting to trash, just wanting to be angry. And I feel people's plight when they're upset. I understand why you would be angry. I get it. But I think because I thought, oh yeah, I understand it, then I had to internalize it, and then it had to be true, and then it just became this thing where it was like a very huge cloud on my life. That's not the life I'm trying to live. I reject that idea. I reject people's negative energy. Like, I am so rejecting it that it's gonna piss people off, but I'm fine with it. So yeah, in terms of my faith, I'm so excited for it, because it's interesting, because so many things that I thought were true did not become true, and that's okay. Like, they were not the truth, they were just my perception, my idea, and what I wished it was. And even more than that, I think something that I realized is, even if you're in a position of leadership, your faith is not like equated to that. It's interesting, because you would think if you're in a position of leadership, then you're constantly like doing like prayer conditions and things like that, then you should be extremely connected to God. But I can tell you that throughout that time, I have felt my faith dwindling so much, and I started to think that it was the fault of specific things, specific people, and things like that. And then I realized that I was not being intentional. It was a lot about my own expectations. So now I've had to shift that and realize, even if you're doing something specific, it doesn't mean that your faith is 100% guaranteed. You have to keep working on it. You have to keep praying. You have to keep trying to connect to God. And yesterday I was actually journaling. I don't know if I have it here, but like, I was journaling, and I was basically just saying, like, God, I'm hoping that 2020, what did I say? Let me find it. Oh yeah, it says, God, how can I feel myself with you more? Right? This month, God, please bring me closer to you. Teach me how to feel myself. Please remove all obstacles to connecting with you. And I say, how can I? I really seek to be connected to you in preparation for 2022. I'm praying that 2022 be the year of faith, growth, learning, and monetary breakthrough. I pray that I can truly censor my content. And this is interesting, because I think this entire prayer, I think I'm going to just keep reciting it every single day, just to kind of like, get into it. But something that I think it has like kind of like evolved even for me, even though it's been 2 days. Yesterday, I remember thinking, it's so random that I say I need to censor my content, right? As I mentioned earlier, I went on like a secular music fast, and I did that for about like 14 days. I did 14 days of that. No, actually, I think it could have been more. It was almost 20 days actually of that secular music fast, and that was the most beautiful thing in the entire world. And I think and then basically I was like, I need to truly censor my content. And so for the next few weeks, days, months, I'm going to try as hard as I can to censor the content that I am like taking in. I think I have been affected so much by what I'm taking in. That is words from people, content that I am consuming, movies that I'm watching, music that I'm listening to, just things like that, things that I'm seeing. All of that stuff has really, and things that I'm reading, all of that stuff has really been affecting me and has been making me very heavy. And I have felt so disconnected to God so many times in this year. And for 2022, I was actually doing a little bit of planning, which I haven't done elaborately yet, but something that I have actually concluded is that my theme for 2022 is going to be gratitude. And that's because of so many things and just so much and things like that. But essentially, I think something that I am trying to grow is just contentment. I felt like this year I've kept striving. I've just kept striving, and then hitting walls and walls and walls and walls and walls and striving, hitting walls. And it's been so heavy for me. And in the midst of that, I forgot to be grateful. I forgot to be content. And I remember even whenever I would do like gratitude journaling or anything like that, in my head, I think it was so lackluster and it was so haphazard. Like I would be like, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for God, I'm grateful for I don't know who and for what. And not that those people are not important and not that that's not important, but in a way I think I had blocked off my emotions and I had blocked off me getting deep with myself. And I didn't realize that that was it. Actually, I had that revelation today, so I'm sharing with you as I'm learning. But last year I spent a lot of time opening myself up. So if you look at my videos from last year, they're very open of me, like literally almost like peeling all the layers of myself. And then this year I went into closing myself. And the reason why I closed myself was, I mean, there's so many things that I cannot discuss, or I feel like I can't, or I want to discuss in a better way, or whatever it is. So because of that, I felt myself closing myself off, closing. And as I was closing myself up to the rest of the world, I was closing myself up to myself. So I didn't have that openness even with myself. I was not taking the time to be intentional with like, okay, what are you truly grateful for in this moment? I was trying to force myself to be grateful when I was feeling upset or stressed, and I wasn't taking the time to genuinely think, like go deep down in your heart and what are you grateful for? What do you want? Things like that. I was not taking the time to do that. Even a question like what do I want, I could not tap into because I was closed off so much, so closed off that I could not actually think, oh, what do I actually want? What do I feel? What is that? You know, it was so much. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for where I am right now, currently December 2021. I'm very, very grateful because I know how I've been throughout the year, and I'm very excited. In terms of fitness, I haven't really been doing much. I downloaded this app and my idea was to have, I think, 5,000 steps a day. In the past maybe 2 months, I've really slacked on that. Like I have genuinely slacked on that. Taking long walks became very therapeutic for me. That was one of the things that I did in my process to kind of like gain clarity and just feel better in the midst of the craziness that was happening in my life. But I haven't done that in a really long time. So I need to just start prioritizing and just figuring things out. There are some things that are in my life that really, usually they disillusion me a lot, actually. I didn't realize how much they disillusion me. And because now I'm a lot more aware of myself, I'm like, this thing actually, genuinely, it disillusions me. It really messes up the way my life works and the way I move and just things like that. And so I'm trying to find a way to just find a good balance to where I think this is going to be like a constant thing. So I need to find how it's not going to be disillusioning me, you know, or like just how it'll shift my life in the least instead of how it does right now. So yeah, that has been my 2021 recap. I know it's been a little bit vague, but I think as well I've managed to open up my heart a lot more than I have in the past full year. I'm so grateful for the people that are around me. I'm grateful for everything that I've learned this year. I'm grateful for every single thing that I have gone through. I am so grateful for the people I am working with right now, currently. I'm so grateful for the friends who make the effort to just like be in my life and things like that. I'm 100% grateful, and I'm so grateful to God. Like 100. And when I say that I'm grateful to God, I'm not just saying it because it's a thing people say. I am saying it because I have felt God's hand in my life so much in the past month specifically, and there's so many things that I think I'm still going to be talking about like next year or whatever. Like I'm not going to talk about some things this year, and there are also some things that I probably will never address, to be honest. But I'm just happy. I'm very, very happy. I am, well, I don't want to say I'm very, very happy, but I think I am. Compared to how I was feeling earlier, I'm doing so well. And this is not a video to make you feel bad about your life if things are going wrong. This is a video to basically tell you that even in the midst of all the crazy, there's good stuff.